first intake of staff came in September 2010. We recruited for approximately 500 roles at that point. A lot of the team leads were first recruited. Following on from that, then we recruited a lot of the facility services staff, with the passenger services staff then joining us later on in the month of September. All of the teams work very closely together, with the facilities, passenger services, asset care, retail and the TOC really coming together and helping each other out.
My name's Caoimhe and I work in passenger services department.
And what's your role here?
Mainly passenger screening. We're in charge of queue management down in immigration, and also out here for passengers coming through boarding on flights. We get some very interesting bags going through, and I have had some odd ones coming through, and I think a bag full of false teeth was probably the strangest thing I've had come through. Turned out it was actually for dentistry, for the holidays that they organise for people to go away to get their dentistry done. And it was actually a dentist who had all of this stuff in his bag, so he had loads of false teeth and all that in his bag. I really enjoy working here. Everybody's very friendly, and it's a lovely building to work in as well. It's very open, so it's a very comfortable building.
My name's Stephen Buggy and I work in asset care in T2. Our role is to do preventive maintenance on all the units. You'd get call out on the lights from the front doors of the building to the escalators, the lifts, down to the air bridges. There's 16 of us over the 4 shifts, and they've employed the right people. We all have different vast knowledge of machinery. And the ethos with Terminal 2 here is that we all share that knowledge with each other and grow as a team and as a group and keep everything running smoothly.
The opening was scheduled for November 2010, so the building still wasn't completed when the first intake of staff came in. They had a lot to deal with, involving trial runs, getting familiar with the layout of the building, and as it was such a new structure, nobody really knew exactly where we were going to go.
I'm Jared Weekly and I'm working in facilities in T2. I was working the forecourts one day and I had a lady who came up to me rather panicking that she had got off the bus and unfortunately the bus had pulled away. So with the help of one of the bus errand staff who were over there, we were able to trace the lady's bag. It took a while to come back, but she got her connecting flight on and she was one happy camper going out of Dublin Airport that day.
We are the main communications hub in the terminal, and all of the calls that come in through the building do come in through us. It is busy enough, it has its peaks and its valleys, but it can get pretty busy in here. Basically, sort of on-the-job training until November when we went on roster. And at that point, it was still very much management of a construction site as we started the proving flights kind of on a very slow basis, a gradual basis with Aer Lingus coming in first. So it gave us a lot of time to kind of build up to the operation at the full capacity, at all of us being new. So it really worked out nicely that way. And it was the most interesting part was the transformation from the day to the night. Like in the day, airline operations going on, and at night we virtually turned into a construction site and project managers. So it was 2 very kind of different roles.
There's still an awful lot of learning in the roles from day to day, but with the teams that we have here, they've all quite successfully come through the first year, and hopefully they'll be here for many more years to come.